All right, we're back again here with workflow. This is part 2 of our reconditioning, renovating a standard crappy bath cabinet. And what we've chosen for the primer is bare primer coatings, kitchen, bath, and trim, stain blocking primer and sealer for adhesion to glossy surfaces and dramatic color changes. It says, it's got a picture of wall, trim, cabinets, and doors. So this, what it means by glossy surfaces is means surfaces with what might have polyurethane on them, or some sort of protective coating like satin or semi-gloss polyurethane, like the vast majority of cabinets will have some sort of poly, especially if they're stained, they'll have polyurethane on them. So we've already sanded this cabinet with 220 grit sandpaper. And then after we sanded, we're not going to paint the inside of this because the thing is going on it. The face plate's going to pop in, so we're not going to, that's never coming out again. So we're not painting the inside of this, but we're going to paint on the inside of this, the door. We're going to paint the face, we're going to paint the sides, and we're going to paint the kick plate, the toe kick. And we're going to paint the quarter round the same color as the cabinet. All the tape is done, sand is done, and this is the stuff we're using. Now, what's very important here is that you use the right kind of roller. The roller that we have here. Oh, we're going to paint the doors too. One side of the doors and the slab, the slab, the pop-in slabs. You need to get, this one here is like a foam roller. It's designed just for painting cabinets, rolling cabinets. You got to get the right roller. Now, if it's a cloth type nap, probably going to be something that's 1/4 inch. You need one for like a very smooth surfaces. Very smooth surface nap. Now, I did not fix any of the holes. For one, some of these holes are going to be reused. Plus, I didn't want to fix a bunch of holes and then get there and find out there's stuff that I missed, which almost always happens. It almost always happens that there's something you didn't see, and the paint will reveal it. When you go to paint it, it will reveal any imperfections. I'm going to paint this bathroom so it doesn't really matter if I get paint on the wall. Actually, it's just primer, so I might end up using, when I get finished here, I'm probably going to use whatever's left over just to prime some wood. Because I did a lot of trim carpentry work. I do a lot of carpentry work here with raw wood, and a lot of that's got to have at least one coat of primer on it. First of all, when you first put it on, you want to push it kind of hard, and then you want to back roll it, where you just go over it lightly, like this here. You know what I mean? When I say lightly, it means you don't press hard on the roller, you just roll over it lightly like that. When you're first painting it, you want to kind of press it hard to get the paint distributed on it. Okay, here we go. Oops. Now this is getting 2 more coats of paint, so you ain't got to go ham on it. Let's see what I can get. I got a brush too. If you ever do any kind of paint quality, get a nice quality purdy cut in brush. This one's a 3-inch flat, not angled, and honestly, these are just as good as the angled ones. I love this brush actually. It's probably my favorite brush. I got it for free. The painter I had on a job decided that he was gonna take the money and run after doing a crappy job, and left all his tools on the job site. All his paint rollers, everything. He never came back. So he decided that he'd rather just keep that money and find different work than to pay me and to come back and fix his mess. So I got to keep all of his tools, and one of his tools was that 3-inch roller, 3-inch paintbrush there, and I have gotten my money's worth out of there, let me tell you. All right, this has all been sanded with 220 grit. And like I said, I'm leaving all the holes in here because either after this one or after the next coat of paint. So the next coat of paint is not going to be more primer. It's going to be the actual paint that we're going to use. It always gets to a point here where you'll need a brush for something here. So I'm going to take a brush and actually put a coat of paint on the quarter round. I'm calling it quarter round. It's not actually a quarter round. It's like, I don't know, it's oblong, egg round. Egg round, that's what it is. I know this is a little, nobody's probably going to look up on here, but I'm going to be thorough. Yeah, there we go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. You ain't got to be too particular about that toe kick area. I mean, nobody's going to, honestly, if somebody's down there looking at the toe kicks, they got more problems than that in their life. And then they'll bring it up to you about it too. And they should reevaluate a lot of things. There's a nut house. Alright, there we go. Let's put one more coat on it. By coat, I mean one more roll through. Just gonna go over that toe kick one quick time with a roller, just to get the brush strokes out of it. I've found that primers actually leave. The prime coat needs to be the one that's flat, because when you go to put your next coats on, that primer, if that primer is on and it shows a lot of brush strokes, you'll see your brush strokes in the final product. Okay, that's not letting me roll it out. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna roll along the edge of this, where the front face here. Get any big chunks up here. This is all going to get painted at some point. The walls and the trim, it's all going to get painted. I know we're not going to paint that, but it has a lot of paint on it there, and it don't matter anyway. Yeah, there we go. Are we painting that? Because you will definitely see that when you open the door to the cabinet. The most important part of this process is to get the right roller. You need to get the roller designed. It's literally, will say on it, 4 cabinets and very smooth surfaces. If you get the wrong roller, it's not going to give you a smooth finish. Alright, let's this top doesn't matter, it's just chunky, and we're going to need to put a top on this at some point. We need to put adhesive on that. I don't want to put too much paint on it. Alright, that's about it for the cabinet here. Let's see if I can missed anything. Oh, it was good. There's something here. Alright, that's our prime coat. Now, let's see if we can get the doors in here and start doing the doors. Now, sometimes you'll want to take, if you're going to paint a door that was stained, you might want to take and put a bead of caulk around this little perimeter in here. Because when you go to paint this thing, you're going to see them cracks in there where it joins together. Before I took the brush and dabbed it like this in here, just so I'd make sure I get everything inside his pockets. But I'm seeing now that with this thing, I can actually get it right down into it without doing anything. Now what I'm doing in this stage, I'm also trying to just put some paint in these cracks. Because sometimes a nice thick daub of paint will seal that up. You're going to have to caulk it. But if the crack's too big, then a lot of times you got to put some caulk in it. Turn his fan on. You can't paint both sides of the door at the same time unless you got it hanging up. I'm going to paint sprayer or something. So we're going to paint one side and then the other later. I'm going to try to smooth out some of those gobs in that. There's carpentry divots there, carpentry work. Give it a final look around here. That's a quick inspection. Now let's back roll it a little bit just to make sure you don't have any paint runs or anything like that. When I say back roll, it's light pressure. Light pressure, you just want to roll it over it lightly. It gets the paint rolls and it spreads out the paint a little bit. It serves so many good purposes. Alright, that's one door. I'm going to use this. I'm going to try to gob some of these corners. Maybe I'll have to caulk that. That would be nice. I could just fill it up with paint. Like I said, the hole's the crack's too big though. You never get enough paint in it. I'll always show something. And then when it's just wood, so when it starts to heat and contract, it'll start to show a split. Sir, get it, baby. These doors have already been sanded with a 220 grit. After this, we're going to add, after this dries, we'll put one coat of the actual paint on it. This stuff says you can recoat it with a top coat in 1 hour, which is kind of impressive in my opinion, that you could put the next coat on in 1 hour. Especially on a surface, on stuff like this. Oh yeah, there we go, nice. It's already looking like a high quality paint job. Here I can see it. There's some paint there. It's got a crack. Maybe we'll fill it up with paint. I'll be honest with you, the doors are the hardest part of this. You can paint the cabinet pretty fast. The doors are what a pain in the butt to paint. Especially doors like this that have a lot of fancy bevels and stuff. If it was a flat shaker, it'd be a lot easier. Now, if you want to do this job right, you need to do it with a paint sprayer and not a roller. But this is fine for this kind of work. This is just old crappy builder grade cabinet. Alright, let's spin it around and take a look at it. Mamma mia, bomba mia. Flipping a pizza dough here or something. Alright, here we go. Dos puertas. Alright, we're gonna, there's a lot of times there's a little paint run on the back there. I gotta just hold it at like an angle like this here. And just go along there nice and easy and get that paint run off the back. Now we're going to paint the slabs. I'm just going to paint the front of these slabs and the sides here. I'm not going to paint this. I'm not going to paint this back plate. bit. I'm probably going to use like a gray paint too. For the cabinet, or at least an off-white. I want a bright white for a cabinet. Oh God. Big old pink dog. Alright, there's one slab. Alright, slab number 2. Also keep in mind this is oak, so oak has, no matter when you paint, unless you Bondo or wood fill the surface of oak, you're going to see the oak grain. Not on this side because this is a laminate. This is a particle board with an oak veneer. Not even real oak either, like a fake oak veneer. Like plastic oak. I don't know how they even got it to match the stain, really. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, nicely done. Now the top, a lot of this is going to get caulked here. When you put the top on, it's going to caulk the bottom line there, but we still need to give it a good back roll. Alright, there we go. Yep. Give that an hour to dry.